My name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and the U.S. Video Protection Act 1988. So in 1987, Robert Bork was a nominee to the Supreme Court. And during those proceedings, a journalist was able to go to a Blockbuster Video and get a list of rentals that Robert Bork had made over a 2-year period, and that was introduced into this nomination process. As a result of that, lawmakers were petrified or horrified by the fact that that information could be gathered so freely by anyone who walked into a store and asked for that information. As a result of that, Congress quickly passed in 1988 the U.S. Video Protection Act. The point of the act is to make sure that people's personal identifiable information isn't disseminated along with their rental history. So at the time, this was around video. This is before kind of the commercial internet came into play. But what we're seeing and what we have seen over the last several years, decades since this is passed, organizations are using this to talk more about how streaming services or use information of individuals. So things like, for example, let's say you're on Netflix. Netflix may not be able to send your personally identifiable information along with the things that you actually watched to other people, but these companies, they use that information to either give you suggestions. So when you're on these models, they can give you suggestions, but in terms of advertising, they can tell people that someone on our service likes or certain types of genre or certain types of content without actually giving away either the personally identifiable information of the person or the actual titles that they looked at. So it basically covers a broad category of information, basically wanting to make sure that people are not personally identifiable. What we're seeing now is a proliferation of a lot of lawsuits coming about using the Video Protection Act to talk about third-party data sharing or advertising to people who actually watch certain, videos, whether it be on television, whether it be on the internet, different things. Especially as this relates to like retargeting people or doing advertising. So this is actually a very hot issue now. I think it started around 2007 when people started kind of and moving more towards jurisprudence around these newer ways to actually look at information. The Video Protection Act, it really was about video at the time, but now we know the video is in so many different other ways that are not articulated in this initial law. Also, we're also seeing companies try to fight or try to lobby to get this law changed a bit because advertising is very ubiquitous and they want to be able to use information to possibly target and retarget people. So I think it remains to be seen if any more changes will happen to this act. It's been updated a couple times since 1988, but we are seeing other state laws come into play that really put a fine point on kind of third-party data sharing, especially with personally identifiable information of individuals.